primer. And it's not just any primer, she calls it Spackle. So this is gonna be a Customer Choice Beauty Award winner time and time again as best primer. Laura does have a few different versions of her primer, but this is the one that you want this time of year because it's hydrating. Now, it's oil-free. But if you're looking for something, whether it's to minimize your skincare routine because you're gonna put your moisturizer and your primer on in one fell swoop, but you also want your makeup to last longer, then you get the hydrating version of the Spackle Primer. If you want your skin to have that still radiance and hydration to it all day long, this is what you want, $36. Now, if you are a Geller gal, as many of you are, you search even on Laura's website, you know you spend about $36 or so on just one. Now here at QVC, the two together would be $64, okay? You get basically one, you get two for the price of one. It's $36 instead of $64, and you have both of your hydrating, moisturizing and replenishing spackles. It's a 611071. So Laura, amongst your Spackle family, because this one is a Customer Choice Beauty Award winner, you always bring us some of the best primers. There's a lot to talk about, but what makes the hydrating primer a primer that we need now?
So Hydrate has fast become our #1 spackle. I have to tell you, if you're watching right now, and maybe you have the other spackles, they're all going to hydrate. This is super hydration. I can read a list of ingredients, but I won't bore you. It sounds like the most well-read ingredient deck. The thing you should know that's in here is squalene. Now, squalene is what gives the conditioning to your skin. I want to tell everybody who's watching right now, if you're already a spackle lover and a primer lover, I love you for getting it and knowing how important it is. If you know somebody who hasn't gotten onto the purpose of what primer really does for you, give them one as a gift and keep one for yourself.
Oh yeah.
Unopened, they last for 2 years, just so
Okay.
you know. This is filled with ingredients that make your makeup last longer. So when you do your makeup, what takes 30 seconds to apply to your face, you can leave all your great skincare like I do for my nighttime routine, Allie, because that's when your skin reacts best to skin treatment. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to keep repeating this, and I know you've all heard me say it if you've tuned in before. I'm the lazy girl guide to makeup. I don't want a lot to do when it comes to putting my makeup on or doing skincare routines. As Suzanne, hey Suzanne, puts this on, here's what's happening. She's hydrating the surface of her skin and giving her skin a mimic look of a more perfected complexion. Takes seconds. So now your makeup looks better when you put it on, your makeup lasts longer, and you don't have that dehydrated look to your face. That's it. Done.
If you ever do your makeup, okay, you put your foundation on specifically, and you like the way it goes on at first, but somehow as the day goes on, you're like, what in the cracked heaven has happened? You know, like it feels clay-like, it feels dry, it feels like it's pulling. You can see that it's settling in all the fine lines and wrinkles, and it almost feels like it's amplified. You need to be using a primer. And especially your #1 best-selling is the hydrating. Now you're gonna get two. I mean, even just alone, maybe it's your only step for the day, and instead of putting on foundation, you do a little bit of a blush and a lip color. You do that too.
That's right.
We do have Laura's favorite baked foundation coming up in our show. So if you wanna have that like flawless look, you're gonna get your baked foundation, and then you're also going to get your skin protecting or perfecting primer. You get two. Remember, one is normally $32 here at QVC, which would be $64, okay? For the price of one, you're doubling your offer. Sure, I'll go for it. It's a 611071. And a primer step, it's really worth taking that extra 3 seconds for how much longer your makeup is gonna last. And it also applies easier too, Laura. At least that's what I feel like. I know you're a pro, but I feel like my foundation is easier to apply.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing my makeup, or if I was doing your makeup, ever doing makeup without using this first. When I'm out of this, there's sheer panic. And I will tell you, there's a difference between this and applying moisturizer to your face before you put your foundation on. This is not penetrating the skin. It's rehydrating the surface and giving the look of a buttery skin. It's filled with squalene and rice extract and shea butter. Again, I'm not boring you with all the good, free of paraben, free of fragrance. And hydrate is like our original formula, meaning it's clear. So if you're porcelain through deep, this is the one that you can be sure will not change the
Yeah.
look of whatever foundation. And it may not be that you're wearing baked. You may be using a CC, a liquid, a mineral, whatever it is, it works in tandem with it. It's the gold standard. I was one of the first to market out of need. I knew as a makeup artist that women were putting makeup on top of moisturizer. And like you said, what in the cracked heaven? By the way, did you just make that up?
I think so.
Never heard that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
$36 gets you both, but it happens, right? So, okay, A611071.